Hello again. It's another warm weekend here in North Texas, and now it is time to get busy on the garden. So what I'm going to do now is basically upgrade my irrigation system and controller. Over the winter, my one Melnor timer that you may have seen in past videos put new batteries in, but it doesn't seem to turn on. Maybe the weather got to it, I'm not sure, but it doesn't seem to be working, so it's given me an opportunity to kind of upgrade and do it a little bit differently. So in order to do that, I'm putting a Rachio Generation 2 Wi-Fi timer, and I got some Antelco easy valves that I'll show you, but that needs electricity. And so the first thing we need to do is fix the outlet to cover it, to protect it, to weatherproof it. So I got to get that as step one. So I'm going to show you kind of what I'm doing here, because maybe you might have to do something like this too. All right, so let's get started. All right, so basically what we have here is the outlet, and I took the old cover off, because that's not really very good. And so, it's the house ain't a new house, so some of the, it's kind of dusty and dirty and stuff like that. So you gotta just take that into account when you're screwing things off and on. Make sure they go back on properly. The other thing is, make sure you don't electrocute yourself, so make sure you're not touching anything electrical. Turn off the power is probably the best thing. But what I'm going to do here is to put this cover on. So it's a new plate, it's a new weatherproof cover, and then it has this cover here for the plug. So first thing first is we have to put this plate on around here and hold that in to get that going. So we're going to do that. Hopefully we don't have any issues, and we'll do that in just a second. So let me just put the camera down and we'll screw that in. All right, so I have the face place in, and the outlet's a little crooked, but so I have to angle this a little crooked too, just to make that really a tight fit. So that looks like it's holding on. That looks like it ain't going anywhere. Now, of course, what you may have to do too is, even though it comes with that gasket around there, there's still going to be gaps in your brick and such like that. So I'm probably going to put a little silicone in there, a little caulking, just to cover that up and make it even more waterproof than you want it, just to take precautions. So the next thing that you basically do then is put your cover on. So it has some punch outs here that you can punch out and put your hoses through that. But basically this just goes on like this, and I'm just trying to juggle the camera, and then you just go ahead and put this in. I don't know if I can do it with one hand, but then at the end of this, of course, you have a nice sealed box, and then you lift it up, plug it in, and so forth. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish up with this in terms of giving it a little caulk and putting this pin back on and taking those punch outs off the thing. All right, we'll come back in a minute. All right, so checking back in here. If you notice, I put some caulking around the unit to give it a little extra. I put the lid back on, and as you can see here, I put a little more caulking on the inside just to protect it too. So yeah, it looks like we're good. Made the punch out. So now for our power that we'll need for our Rachio and our irrigation system, covered electrical. So step one of a good process. So we'll continue on with the next part of our project.